Scrappy friends, it's Kim back from Making Creative Memories in Time. You know what today is? It's Thursday, and Thursday means it's time for another episode in my Take Me Back Thursday, which is a series, hopefully, that encourages you to pull photos, old photos, from wherever they're stored. These are actual prints from 1998. And paper from your stash, whether it be new paper, whether it be paper that's been sitting on your shelf for a really long time. But pull from your stash and put the two together to document memories. Today I am doing, since Thanksgiving is next week, we are doing Thanksgiving pictures from 1998, along with a paper which is called Swan Lake, from 2016. This is close to my heart, comes out of my stash. All of my old stash is all close to my heart. This is a beautiful collection that sadly I had never cut into. 2016, it goes back to 2016. Swan Lake. It's beautiful. It's beautiful fall papers. There are these compliments, these stickers. Well, apparently I've pulled one sticker at some point, but I can't see that I have cut into any of the paper. So apparently that flower matched something I was doing. And then there's this acrylic that, these acrylic pieces, family, love, and some hearts. Then there are these enamel gems, and you all know me, I'm all about the enamel dots. I'm all about gems, and these are white and gray, two different shades of gray and white, beautiful, and they're like bevel cut, so I love that because they look like gems. Then I'm also pulling some thin cuts from my stash. These are not that old. These go back to July, September 2022, and this is Maple Leaf. And then this one goes back to the same time, July, September 2022, and this is a pumpkin. These, I don't even know how old these are, and I know I've never used them simply because this sealed flap is not cut off. When I use them for the first time, I always cut this sealed flap off, same way with these. These have, this one has been used and this one has been used because the flap is cut off. So these are some really large leaves. And they're two-sided. There's two sets of these leaves. And we're going to die cut some leaves from this paper to help decorate this page. This is a one-page spread. And then I am inspired to use this sketch. I found this sketch over on Pinterest, but it was designed by Janessa Franco for Paper Issues, and I love this sketch. So when you look at this, there's a couple things going on that I love. I love this little added peekaboo up here. I love that you can do 4 smaller photos. There is a lot of white space. White space, remember friends, does not necessarily have to mean white paper. White space is areas for your eye to rest so that you are drawn to your focal point, which is your pictures, right? And you can create beautiful spreads, beautiful layouts that embodies your creativity and still be able to get multiple photos and still be able to tell the story. So while this one has butterflies and leaves and flowers, we're going to translate this into a fall spread. So I am going to cut all my paper. I'm going to do all the die cutting, and I'm going to crop and mat my photos. You know me, I have to have a white mat behind my photos, right? And then I'll meet you right back here to assemble the page. Everything is cut and ready to go. I just wanted to assemble this pumpkin real quickly before we start putting the page together. So when I die cut the pumpkin, I end up with this beautiful like orange frame. And so I want to back that with this glacier paper. So I just cut a scrap of that paper. And we're going to use our Barely Arts Precision Glue, and we are going to glue this down, and then we will fussy cut just inside the outline of this pumpkin. And again, I love Barely Arts because it dries clear. You don't have any shine. It's not sticky. You don't have a mess. I absolutely love me some Barely Arts. That's from Amazon. It'll be linked below. Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. Love it. Love it. So real quickly, and I want to not be able to see that glacier. So you see how I'm holding my scissors kind of at an angle, and I'm going under that orange pattern paper. I don't want the glacier to show anywhere except inside the pumpkin. Normally when I fussy cut, I leave a little bit of a gap or a border around. That's not what I want to happen this time. And I'm trimming immediately after I glue it. That way, and you can see I have gotten into a spot where there's some glue, but that way I do have that leeway of getting up under that orange. And I can get this off my scissors. I'm not worried about glue getting on my scissors. I just want to make sure that the only place I see that glacier is in. That's a personal preference. If you guys have a pumpkin die cut and you want to leave an edge, absolutely leave an edge. I did not want to leave an edge. I wanted all of that glacier to be contained inside. Isn't that adorable? I love it. So back to everything is pre-cut and ready to assemble. So one more quick look at our sketch. Now I may take a few liberties with this, friends. Let's move it off to the side. So I am going to use some peekaboo pockets just so I can get more photos. And then there will be some blank space underneath so that I can journal, which of course I can pull stamps from my stash that match this and decorate that up a little. We will have one photo that's in the center that does not have a peekaboo pocket. And I cut probably more leaves than I am going to need. I did find some, I had two of these beautiful gold cards, so I cut some leaves from that as well. First thing that we're going to do is, and I'm going to use that up here at the top with this torn, that's the first thing we're going to do. So we're going to move all of these leaves. What we're going to do first is we're just going to basically, and I'm going to do a tear coming towards me from this side, okay? Because I want this rough edge exposed, and then we're going to be good with that, and now we're going to start having it come up toward the top. Just this torn section, okay? And I think up here at the top, I want to rough that up a little bit more. So I'm just going to pull in a closed pair of scissors, and we're just going to rough that up a little bit more. Have a little turn under there. We're going to do the same thing over here, but we're going to be careful over here that it doesn't tear, okay? And now what we can do, hopefully this piece, oh, it was perfect. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? So excited. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay this piece right in where it should be. And then we're going to just rip a little bit of this gold Yep, it needs to be this direction. And on this one, I'm going back and forth because I do want a little bit of that white exposed, but not the whole thing to be exposed. And we're going to do this kind of at an angle. Okay, and now let's adhere that down. And then we're going to flip this over and trim it from the back. I keep losing my scissors. So there is our piece at the top, and I think I just want to rough that up a little. And there is that top section. Love it. Love it. So now what we're going to have go on over here is we're going to have this, and I probably do need to bring in a mat. Hopefully this part will go quickly, friends. I'm going to move this to the side to make sure I am in frame. And we're going to do this kind of right at 8 and 4. But just so that I get that sort of same look, close scissors again. And we're just going to rough up this edge. And if it tears a little, that's okay. We're just going to go with that same just to make that work. But this is the only paper that we're going to pull in and do this same distress technique to, because we don't want to distress our leaves, and this little border is going to be so tiny that it's okay not to distress that. I'm only putting adhesive in the middle. And this is going to line up at 8. And at 4. And then these are quarter or half-inch strips of that beautiful floral paper. And we're just going to tuck this under, but we're not going to rough the edge up of this. But tucking it under is really going to help this other edge to stand out. We'll make sure that's straight in just a second. I love this paper. I just think it's so pretty. And yet again, one of the reasons why I'm doing this series is we fell in love with these products that are on our shelves when we bought them. Why are we not using them, right? Like, that's where I'm at in this journey is I loved it enough to spend the money on it and buy it way back in 2016. Why have I never used it? And I want to use these pretty papers. So what I'm planning on doing is this picture is going to go right in the center. And this, now I'm not going to put the peekaboo pocket on until it actually goes into its permanent home. Okay, now there's this cute tag. And when I cropped this picture, I got this picture of my dad. So I think I want to put this picture in that tag. Got my little photo trimmer out. And if I can help it, I don't want to cut my daddy's hands, because my daddy does that a lot with his hands. And my sweet little great nephew does the same thing. So I love that. I love that. So let's go ahead and attach this down. Now we're going to find where this is going to go. Until we know where it's going to go, because it is a sticker, we're just going to leave it right on the back. Or right on this little silicone mat. Okay, now first thing I want to do before I start working on where my leaves are going to go, I thought about using these acrylic titles, but I don't think I'm going to. This is Thanksgiving, so here's what I've got. I've got the words give thanks, and then I've got bless little moments. I think I'm going to say bless little moments, and I think I'm going to use give thanks as my title. And this is a sticker, so we're going to go ahead and peel this off. And these are sticky. And we're going to pop these little pieces out. We're going to get our title semi-down so that we know where to do our leaves. Okay? Give. And the thanks, here's what I'm going to do on the thanks, friends. We're going to cut this out. Little tip for you, okay? Because these are not all connected, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to peel the sheet back, the sticker sheet from the backing sheet. And we're going to cut halfway down it. That way we're still sticking near the bottom. See where I'm going with that? That way we don't have to have a ruler or anything. So we're just going to come in, careful not to cut our letters. And then when we're ready to attach this, we're going to stick and peel from behind. Okay? So there's that. I do think I have a couple flowers, so we will pull a couple flowers. We've got that flower, and we've got that flower, and we've got that flower. That little chevron may be really cute up here at the top. Let's pull that. And then I don't know that we're going to need any of these other stickers. We may come in with these hearts. Let's just pull these hearts just in case, because there's 3. And I think that may be all we're going to pull from there. I'm not seeing anything on that. So let's start putting this page together. So what I want to do, first of all, is I want to lay down my title. It's going to be down in here. And I think I'm going to do the give right here. Now let's find my dot for my eye. And then on my thanks, I think I like the T laying over. Stand up and just take a peek, friends. And then I'm going to pull from behind. Or I think at this point I can lift. It probably would peel, but I'm afraid that I will tear one of my letters, so we're going to do it like this. Either way, hopefully these are tips for you where they're really close together. I don't want them to tear if I pull the whole thing behind. So we're just cutting in between. And we'll get that centerpiece out in just a second. Now I should be able to get both of these because they're not touching. Let's take this piece out and let's get the center of our A. So there's our title, Give Thanks, okay? So now what we're going to do is we are going to get these photos attached. And we've got to be cautious over here because of the page. Well, this is going to be on the top of the page protector, so I think we're good right there. And this is going to be on top of the page protector. And I think we're probably going to have room for that tag of my dad kind of right here on the end, I think. And we're going to have this picture. Now, my uncle and my grandma are gone now. So thankful to be scrapbooking pictures from way back. The whole purpose of this, Take Me Back Thursday, right? The whole purpose. Oh yeah, I love this. I love it. And let's let this sort of come up this way. And then we'll build a little leaf cluster. Actually, why don't we do, let's do a gray leaf. I'm trying to think of a way that our pumpkin will stand out here. Possibly a little bit. And then we need a little bit of black. Oh yeah, and our pumpkin can go right there. I love that. So let's go ahead and attach this because I'm happy with, and I'm going to use liquid glue. And the reason I'm going to use liquid glue, friends, is when I work with these leaf cutouts, I like the leaf cutouts to be open at the top. That's just something that I prefer. And when I say open, I mean not adhered down. That way, if I want to curl them a little, I can curl them a little. Bend them, give a little bit of movement, shape, dimension to them. This is going to be so pretty. And of course, I'm going to put a little bit of dimension on the back of this. Just to give it a little, like, let it stand up a little bit. You know me, very rarely do you see me do a page that I don't have some type of foam tape, foam squares, foam dots. Very rarely do I do that. I do, but very rarely. Especially on 12 by 12s, right? Oh, I love it. I love it. Now, it's going to be okay that that little stem gets covered up. We may come back in with a tiny little, let's see, here is a little piece of orange. And that fits right in there. I don't know that I want it to fit in there or if I want it just sticking out. We'll come back to that. And we'll come back. I feel like I need something over here. Definitely, I want the little chevron. And let's sort of rough this up a little. Because it's going up in that area. So let's just sort of rough it up a little. I feel like I like that right up here. And we'll have to look and make sure that is not crooked. Because it feels crooked. It feels very crooked. Let's put a little liquid glue right there. Okay. Okay. All right, now I feel like over here, I want this is why I didn't put a lot of stick me down right here, friends. I feel like I want a little bit of leaves here. On this one, let's put our glue right in the center, and we're going to glue in this orange piece right there. And I think right behind this, or maybe it can lay over. Let's do a little bit of this gold. And I think it'll be okay to look like it's peeking out from underneath that. And I'm trying to decide. I feel like right here, maybe. Let's tuck this under. Don't know that I'm gonna like this, but we'll see what happens. I like that, okay. And then we'll just have to snip this. Okay, so there's 3 little leaves, and I can put some dots, and then I need a little cluster of leaves up here. I cut these black leaves, but I don't really have, I have black there. Maybe, let me see, friends, what is the back? Up here, I don't have anything gray down here. Let's do up here. And then I need some of this. Ooh, that'll show up really pretty on that gray. This is, you all know me, this is the part where I struggle, friends. This is the part where I always struggle. It's the struggle bus for me. You know this about me. You know this about me. I do feel like I need something over here. I do. And it needs to be orange. So we'll come back to that. I need something orange over here. Just a little bit of orange. Okay, so up here, let's go ahead and attach this little guy. I'm loving how this is coming together, friends. And everything that I'm using is something from my stash. Like 100% something from my stash. And I love that stash busting. We need it. We want it. We're here for it. Right? We are here for it, friends. Let's go ahead and attach this one, and we'll work that black one in around it. I would rather be busting my stash any day. Any day. Kind of makes you not feel so guilty about purchasing new product when you are stash busting, right? And I know there's not technically bottoms to this, but I think it's okay. I really don't think anybody is going to say, oh, there's not bottoms. I can't see bottoms to that. Definitely I want something. And maybe what can happen over here, friends, instead of it being something orange, maybe it can be this. I'm just looking to make sure. I don't have anything gray in this one. And I don't have any of this color up here. Oh, let's go ahead and put this. Well, I have all my colors here, but I still feel like I'm missing something wispy. I love those little wispy things. Over here, we need something gray. Let's just put a little bit of glue here. And lift this. So now we have all of our colors there. We've got all of our colors up here. And I honestly don't know that we're going to use these flowers now that I think about it. Over here, let's just take the tip of this leaf. Here I am all over the place, friends. After I cut it, we decide we're going to use the whole thing. Y'all know me, but I didn't realize you could see under there. Now I need something wispy. I feel like this gray is going to show up good up there. Let's take this gray up there. And then we don't have this color. Let's pull that color in. And I feel like we're finished. The only thing I'm not going to use, and I don't even know that I'm going to use the hearts. The only thing I want to do is up here, I want to make like a faux string.